to heat up your frozen dinners, grab your TV tray, and settle in for another episode of the Plus Platoon, your podcast for all things Disney Plus, brought to you by Disney Plus fans. Watch along with us every week as we cover all the new, the old, the good, and the bad on Disney Plus. So put down that remote, don't touch that dial, and welcome your fabulous Plus Platoon host.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Plus Platoon. We are a Disney Plus fan podcast that gives honest, spoiler-filled reviews of movies and shows on Disney Plus. We look at new releases, coming attractions, and we'll even go back into the vault to visit some of the classic Disney that's on the platform. Make sure you're subscribed and you will never miss a moment. Guys, I'm coming to you as is definitely a bonus episode. I spent yesterday at Disneyland. For those of you who weren't aware, I have been to Disney World probably 30 times at least, but this was my first trip to Disneyland. We've done a couple episodes where I had some of our Disneyland experts come on and talk to us and gave me some suggestions, gave me tips, gave me pointers, what to hit, what not to hit. And then I also did a short one as far as what my plans were going in. Guys, this is going to be a real quick recap. Spent yesterday at Disneyland. Going to give you my thoughts. We got Steve with us today. Says, hi, Derek. Steve, glad to have you watching. If you got questions, going to want to know what happened, I'm going to go deeper into this later onto a bigger show, but there's going to be some very quick experiences. Went with my wife. We stayed across the street at the Best Western that was literally right across the street from the walk-in entrance. It was right at that cross light, for anyone who's aware of that. Hotel, clean, functional. It was a flop house. It was a great place to stay, minimized the walk. Those of you who did warn me, Disneyland is much smaller than we expected. It's, the castle, there is still one tree that it looks like it's taller than, but other than that, it really doesn't look all that impressive. We were able to do a ton of things yesterday. We actually hit everything we wanted to hit, including a few things we didn't necessarily want to hit, and several things we got to hit a couple of times. Started off in Fantasyland, we had all of Fantasyland done, we had the Matterhorn done, and we had Ride 1 on Space Mountain all done in the first hour and a half. Then we went over to the other side of the park, hit Adventureland, hit not Liberty Square, New Orleans Square. Sorry, guys, Disney World mode. Hit New Orleans Square, went back, hit Frontierland. Then my wife, for those of you guys who don't know, my wife is in a ECV or a scooter because of being able to walk the distances. And so we were able to take advantage of some of the return times that we got. What they do is they basically scan your tickets for rides where either a scooter can't make the turns or it's one where like there's stairs. And so we were able to get return times. That does not necessarily get you to cut the line. If there's an hour wait, they have you come back in about 55 minutes and you go in the back. So it's not really cheating, because in my opinion anyway, because you do still have to wait. You just don't have to wait in the switchback line. So we did Space Mountain second time. I love the Space Mountain overlay. It's the Hyperspace Mountain with the Star Wars. I love it. First time it was interesting because we had a gal behind us screaming so loud that I could not hear anything else. My wife laughed the entire ride because of it, but it was a little annoying to me. Then we had been snacking along the way. Those of you who told me to try a churro, it was okay. Had lunch at the Plaza Inn, which is a very similar place to where it was at Disney World. They had a fixed price lunch with fried chicken that also included reserved seatings for the Main Street Electrical Parade first appearance, which we definitely took advantage of. Then headed over to California Adventure. We hit Monsters, Web Slingers, Radiator Springs, the Incredicoaster. We did Basically all this, we got right on Soarin' with a fast pass, or excuse me, with a Genie Plus. Guys, my initial response is Genie Plus here really, really works, especially if you know how to use it. My wife and I counted up yesterday at Disneyland alone. We did 15 different attractions, including some of them more than once. We also did 6 things over at California Adventure, including wandering and just taking a look at some of the different things. So overall, very successful day. Came back. We had chosen to do the Disneyland Forever fireworks show, and I cannot emphasize how much I am glad we did that. There's a moment in it that the better fireworks show, better pure fireworks show, I think, than Disneyland has had, than Magic Kingdom has had since Wishes. Wishes was as good as fireworks show as this, but they also make it. There's snowing on Main Street during Let It Go. It was an amazing experience. Have not decided yet if I'm going to do World of Color tomorrow yet or not. Honestly, I'm leaning towards going back for the fireworks. It was that amazing. Had seats near Main Street Station to watch the Main Street Electrical Parade. Loved it. I have that streaming up on my personal Facebook account. I'm also thinking about doing a live stream on here tomorrow for one of the shows. So if you want to see the parade, let me know. Guys, tomorrow also, if there's other thing that you want me to make sure I get pictures of or try and do a video of, let me know. I'm taking some requests tomorrow. Have a few things I definitely want to make sure I hit. Steve asks what my favorite thing was in each park. I'm going to throw out Main Street Electrical Parade because that was by default my favorite experience the entire time, but I knew it was going to be going in. I would say right now, not thinking about it too deeply, favorite thing in California Adventure was probably Incredicoaster. Favorite thing in Disneyland itself was probably the Hyperspace Mountain. But then again, Space Mountain is also my favorite roller coaster over at Magic Kingdom. Guys, once I get back and had a chance to decompress a little bit, I will be going in really deep into my different experiences, my thoughts on the different rides, etc. But guys, please let me know if there's something you want me to hit. We were waiting in line at 6:50 at the security. Nick says, isn't Downtown Disney hilariously small? Nick, we actually didn't make it over to Downtown Disney. I would definitely think about going over and checking that out and just seeing how small it is. It looks incredibly small. Guys, the one thing I was surprised about was the fact that it's not even a football field between the two parks. I'm guessing probably closer to 50 yards. I did walk somewhere in the neighborhood of 24,000 steps yesterday, so my legs are tired. Anyway, we got there at rope drop, got into the park at 7:30. They let us to the rides at 8, switched over to California Adventure. We got over there about 3 or 3:30. That was plenty of time to be able to do everything we wanted to do in California Adventure. We were back to Disneyland by probably 6 or 6:30. So really, DCA is not only not a whole day park, it was a 3 or 4 hour park for us. About the only thing I didn't do that was big was Grizzly River Rapids, which I am planning on doing tomorrow because it's supposed to be about 15 degrees hotter tomorrow. I said I'm planning on doing, taking some pictures, definitely a lot of pictures, definitely. But if you guys have suggestions on what you want to see me do, want to make sure I do, about the only rides I did not do yesterday were any of the spinner rides, so Astro Orbiter, Dumbo, etc. I did not do Splash, and I did not do Rise of the Resistance because we spent our money on Web Slingers and Radiator Springs Racers. Definitely doing Radiator Springs Racers again. Cannot wait one of these days to bring my son back because, as my wife and I said, that if we had been 4 or 5, we would have literally had to plan an entire day in Cars Land when my son was 4 or 5. Nick says Tower of Terror or Guardians. Guardians, hands down. I will not go back to Tower of Terror. I I've ridden it twice. That was plenty for me. I am definitely going to take time to go back and do Guardians tomorrow. So with that, guys, thanks for being on. If you have suggestions, please comment on the Facebook post. Email me at plusplatoon@gmail.com. And I will talk to everyone on Tuesday when we are talking about Big Hero 6. So with that, guys, thanks for coming. And I will catch you guys on Tuesday.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Plus Platoon. Be sure to subscribe to the Plus Platoon podcast to keep getting great content each week. Then head over to Apple Podcast and leave those 5-star reviews as they help make the Plus Platoon visible to even more Disney Plus fans. Also, go to YouTube and like and subscribe to the Plus Platoon channel, where you can watch all future episodes live. If you have a question for the Plus Platoon, please send us an email to plusplatoon@gmail.com or connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram @plusplatoon.
The Plus Platoon is a Disney Plus fan podcast and is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company or the Disney Plus streaming service. All opinions expressed on the show are solely those of the individual hosts and in no way reflect the views of the Walt Disney Company.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for next week's episode because the Plus Platoon is to be continued.